Yo, it's your boy, Alonzo, the bald-head bandit. Check it out. 1/3 of the Young OG perspective. But they couldn't be here with me today. But check it out. Dre Rawka called me, right? Dre Rawka from the radio and the Unrestricted podcast that's now on the radio. He wants me to be his first guest. Hey, I got Miguel behind the camera. Come on with your boy. I'm about to be on the radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, check that out, boy. Look at that. There he is. Damn. Should I knock or like, what do you think?
Just go in.
Just go in?
Just go in.
All right, cool. Dre!
Oh, what are you doing here?
Whoa. Oh, it's like that?
It's been like that.
Yo, what's up?
You told me that they were doing something else.
I'm 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you late.
What's up, you Cisco? You trying to leave the band?
Nah, bro.
You think you Drew Hill?
Bro, I've been here.
What you
I mean,
doing?
he has been here.
I scored a solo interview with Dre Rawka. Like, but what are you doing here?
Dre, I thought I had the solo.
And why you dressed like me?
Come on, bro. It's the Young OGs.
Come on, man. You know it's all me.
Nah, bro, it's been on me. Dre, how you gonna have me here first? Oh, wait. Matter of fact, I was here first.
He was here first.
So you scheduled the interview with him first?
Well, I scheduled it 30 minutes later because I knew you would be late.
But bro, you know it's on me.
Contrary to that belief, it's on me.
So who's it on?
It's on me.
Bro, I'm here. Take a seat.
You know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first on me, because I'm gonna out interview you anyway.
Bro,
He don't want that
it's
smoke.
on me.
He don't want that smoke.
Check. No. Yo, we heading there though. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yup. Okay.
Always ready.
All right. So we're recording there, Waldo. I'm in frame. I look pretty. Okay. I got two of my good friends, Lonzo and Londo,
Yes, sir.
from the Young OG perspective, where they give you a new perspective.
A fresh perspective.
A Young OG perspective.
Baby.
Oh, we didn't go with the yeah.
Yup.
I know. I was doing it right.
You was in there, yeah.
And then I thought you were gonna come
Yeah.
in, and I thought you were gonna finish it off.
He went in on it.
But Zoe, like usual, just had to just step over and just be like, yo,
Yeah, you know.
like, I'm in the paint. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to the studio. Welcome to U92. Welcome to the Creative Corner.
Yeah, man. Hey, what did K the dog say? Man, I'm trying to make it out the hood. That's it.
He also said gang affiliated.
All I say is, yeah. Yeah.
Let me to get my Vlad on.
No.
So what's up with all the red that you be wearing?
Yeah, Zo.
Look at what's Dre wearing?
Hey.
Yeah, man.
CSB, they sent me this, so shout out to y'all.
Okay.
That's cool. I think
Nice.
it's CSB. Let me make sure I got the. Yeah, something like that. They get it. They get it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
This is a new segment that we have here on U92 on Unrestricted. It's called the Creative Corner, and it is our opportunity to touch base with creatives. And you guys being my friends, you guys being creatives here in Salt Lake City that are doing more than one thing, and we'll be getting into those things.
Yeah.
I wanted to reach out to you guys, see if you guys were interested in coming in. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks
Yeah.
for thinking about us to come in, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Pull that mic up a little bit closer to you, brother.
We good there?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's see. Yep.
Check.
Yep, you good there.
All right, cool.
So the Young OG perspective. Who are the Young OGs?
So that's me. You know, my name is Alonzo Oliver, but I also go by the bald-head bandit, Scorpio. What's up, ladies?
And, my name is Londo, a.k.a. So Taylor, and we're just,
AKA
a.k.a.
Esco.
Londo Esco.
Bars. AKA.
Watch you back, cuz.
We ain't watching for you.
No.
We looking to the left, to the right, but never behind us, because was never in sight. You know what I mean?
Hey, thank you for cleaning that up.
Yeah, man. It's only right we do it, man. We corporate right here. And then we got our homeboy Miguel.
Yeah.
He's like a dog. He don't speak, but he understands.
Damn. What, like a Saint Bernard?
Nah, I would say more like a golden retriever, bro. He's just happy to please. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's just out here doing things, bro.
Yeah, and we're a trio, man. So we all play our part in this collective, in this brotherhood, in this business. So yeah.
So, but in the collective, what do we expect when we check out the Young OGs? What do you expect?
Facts, truth, and a conversation.
Yep.
Bro. Just highlighting the things that people don't want to talk about.
Yep.
I think for us, it started with me and Alonzo just being able to talk about the things we were going through, whether it was work or personal, and being able just to have that conversation. And, you know, where we all grow up, it's not easy to be vulnerable and have those conversations or find somebody that you can have that conversation with. So with us, it's really just speaking the truths and what's really going on in our world and how we got to where we're at and where we're trying to go. Like, it's a journey, bro.
Yeah.
Young OGs is a journey.
Yeah, it all came about organically. You know, we've told the story a million times, but it all came about organically. You know, Miguel is just a part of this group as me and Londo, even though he's behind the camera. You know what I mean? I like to say he's the most unorganized, organized cameraman.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Stay losing memory cards.
Yep.
Stay reformatting the wrong footage. You know how we do.
I've been there before. I'm not gonna lie. I forget what episode it was, but Waldo and I, we were recording an episode before, and we went from Canon to Sony on the SD card. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that space doesn't go nowhere. Yeah. It just formats it into the Canon or the Sony format. Yeah. And so I'm recording, and all of a sudden it just shuts off. I'm like, no. No. And this is client work too. Like, I'm getting paid to do this job. And so it was like, oh man. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Start over.
I sympathize with you, Miguel. Yeah. I sympathize with you.
Well, you got so many cards too.
Yeah.
Like, they started giving you cards.
Yep, exactly. Hey, that's the best gift to give to a creator.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
SD cards or a hard drive.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I just came up on a few hard drives.
Yeah.
That sounded like you stole them.
No.
No, man. Hey, balling over here, man. That new Apple, what is that?
Oh, the new M1?
Some light.
Yeah. What's that?
Something light.
The new Apples that they came out with, they all have the new M1 chip in them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you picked one up?
Yeah.
What you think?
I just went with the Mac Mini.
Oh, okay.
I already have a nice display at the house. So I picked that up and I went with just the basic one, and that thing screams, bro. Because I have a MacBook Pro, but it's older.
Yeah.
I want something that I can actually have stationary in the office, and that wasn't going to break the budget, but highly suggested.
I recently, because I DJ with the MacBook Pro 2013 edition.
Yeah, mine's a 2013.
So I was DJing, and K the dog can attest to this. It froze on me. I got the ticker, you know, the rainbow ticker, in the middle of my set. It's like, you got a $50 bill, put your hands up. I'm like, oh my, it's not going nowhere. I'm trying to load my next song. I'm like, oh my gosh. I look at K. Like, do you know that face when you about like you throw like when you're as a kid when you play baseball in the street and it goes towards that window, that feeling. Yeah, I was like, oh my, I could feel my stomach in my throat.
Get ready to switch that plug over to the phone.
Damn. Hit him with the aux.
Yeah, for real. And so like when it was ticking, I was like, no way. And so I reset, and literally the club's quiet, right? It's crickets. It's COVID, so there's really not a lot of people in the bar anyway. Right. So it's crickets. You can hear people having conversation like, yeah, man, Cynthia, man, she really just messed me up over the weekend and stuff. Like, all that's going on, and I'm looking at Kay like, dog. Like, what do I do? So I reset. It happens again.
Damn.
It happened to me 3 times. So I had to, long story long, I had to go and get a MacBook Air, but it didn't have the M1 chip in it. I should have waited because it wasn't out then. And so it kind of messed me up.
Yeah, because that M1 chip is just
crispy, huh?
Man, whatever Apple's doing right now, y'all need to watch out because it's crazy.
You guys call yourself the Glacier Boys.
Glacier Boys.
What's the Petty Boys?
And the Petty Boys.
A lot of what did you say? Self-proclaimed? Or
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I listen. I tune in.
You know, this we're the self-proclaimed Petty Boys. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the Petty Boys real quick because we just got through kicking a lot of game around our definition of pettiness. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think, there's a difference between being messy and being petty. It's an art form.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And there's a difference between being petty and being emotional. You know what I mean? You can relate to me. You light skins. You know how we just like to fly off the handle. You know what I mean? But Londo, what would you say our definition of the Petty Boys is?
I say first and foremost is accountability. Accountability, bro. Like
Preach.
We're holding ourselves accountable and everybody else for the shit that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you say something sideways, be sure we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna express it in a way that makes sense to us and how we interpret it. But it's not us calling you out like, yo, we got beef. It's just, hey, this is what happened, and we're going to talk about it. It's the truth behind things. It's accountability, first and foremost.
I think that's a huge lesson for people in general. Like take accountability for where you are in life, right? No matter if you are like, man, I really want to get to this place, but you ain't putting no work in. Take accountability behind you not putting no work in. Right?
And that's a level of pettiness, right? Dre, if you tell me you're going to do something
and
it doesn't happen, at that point, I now have the right to call you out
Yep.
on it in a petty way. And it's me holding you accountable because, one, you're my boy, but two, don't talk about it if you ain't really about it.
Bingo. That's why I said don't promote this show until it's out.
Right. And then another thing would be, vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As men, it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yes.
I think perfect example was they asked LeBron how he felt about Kyrie saying that about, I finally got someone that can hit the last shot. You know what I mean? And they were asking him, and he was dancing. He said, you know what? It just hurt me. And I was like, thank you. We as men, it's okay to get your feelings hurt. You know what I mean? And it's okay to admit that.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful with your pettiness, because to Londo's point, when it comes to the accountability, do we want to have conversations like men? Because everything could be cleared up with a conversation.
Facts.
Or do we want to react in the moment, and then now it becomes an emotional reaction versus a calculated, precise conversation that needs to take place. You know what I mean?
So could inevitably turn into a physical
exactly,
altercation, which is what we're trying to avoid.
And that's what we're trying to preach and let men and people that are coming up know that it's okay to have these in your repertoire. You know what I mean? It's okay. Like, it's okay to say, you know what, that hurt me.
I agree with you 100%. And I think it's good for mental health too, right?
Yeah.
Like your mental health, you need to be able to talk. You need to be able to talk freely.
Yes.
And really not react in an emotional way, right?
Right.
I think that there are times where somebody might say something and it might be like, it might not even be directed towards you.
Yeah.
But you might feel some type of way. I say have those conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check in on people. See how people are doing, right?
Yeah.
We got to get out of the mindset of the tough guy. The years of the tough guy are over, bro. Like,
Yeah.
The tough guy for me, the strong people for me, the intelligent people for me are the ones that are having the conversations. Because when you react on emotion, it shows a level of fear and weakness that you have for whatever happened to you in your upbringing. So being able to outwardly express and have the conversation with your homie or anybody else for that matter, and being able to be comfortable with that, that shows a real level of respect for yourself.
Yep. You guys have a podcast. You guys have a platform on YouTube as well. I know that you guys don't like to be centered and put into a box saying that you guys are just a podcast format, but you guys do touch a lot of this is gonna sound really bad. You guys do touch a lot of people, right? But
Pause.
And then pause. Yeah, big pause. But what does that mean to you guys? What does it mean to be able to do exactly what you're talking about and talk to people and let people get their feelings out on a platform that they don't really, some people don't have that opportunity, but you give it to them?
It's crazy because it's still like being up here hasn't really hit me. Right. This is big. I kind of told my wife this morning, like, oh, by the way, this is what I'm doing today. And she was like, wait, what? You know what I mean? And same thing with Londo. His family was wilding out too. You know what I mean? So it really hasn't hit me, because to me, we're just we're just two conversationalists having a conversation.
Right.
It just happens that we're recording and we have cameras on. You know what I mean? But when you listen to our episodes where it's just me and Londo, we have no problem talking about ourselves, talking about our alter egos, talking about ourselves in third person. You know what I mean? So that's the type of swag and confidence that we already bring. So that's why none of that other noise matters. So when we get a DM that like, yo, this really spoke to me, I'm like, oh, shoot, like,
I told you guys, I posted when you guys talked about the moment where Kamala Harris became vice president-elect. I felt that. Yeah. Like when you were talking about your daughter, I felt that because now I'm a girl dad. Yeah. Right? Yep. And it's like our daughters can be that now. Yep. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Let's try not to rub it in Miguel's face because he's Mexicans for Trump. So.
Oh, are you? No. What about you, Waldo? Are you Mexicans for Trump? No? Why not? You don't want to be the macho man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's been the best thing about this pregnancy, about this presidency is the wild things that this dude Trump has been spewing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All over the place.
It's crazy.
Very controversial. Yeah. Very divisive. But I felt Kamala when she spoke.
Yeah, bro.
Like there was a feeling.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it, but it just overwhelmed me.
Yeah.
And to see where our nation's at, where they're doing it in a parking lot, right?
Yeah.
They were doing this whole thing in a parking lot. People
Yep.
on top of their cars, but it wasn't no big crowd. There wasn't nobody out there selling T-shirts. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It felt more intimate in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
no, yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense because like it starts with that one conversation, right? It starts with that one person having an intimate conversation, and for us, that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to have a conversation.
doing,
Yeah, so like
you're doing it,
Yeah.
not trying.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate that, but for us, it hasn't sank in.
Yeah.
So being able to have the opportunity to hear other people's stories from me, whether it's allowing them to have the conversation and they feel like this is important to them, to us, it's just us talking.
Yeah. And like shout out to Sarah Bay Top Scott. Is that her name? Yeah. She's like, man, I love the conversation. I like how it flows. She's like, but we were all over the place. And I said, well, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Like we have no structure. We just started the petty board, so that'll be a running segment go forward. I told her, our conversations are set up like a Tyler Perry movie. We're gonna go from sad to happy, hot to cold.
Real quick.
You know what I mean? So when we're having that, going back to the Kamala Harris point of discussion in our one of our episodes, I didn't realize I just was speaking my mind. You know what I mean? I didn't know there's always power behind words, but I didn't know that was gonna, affect that little point of the conversation was gonna affect people saying, by me saying my daughter can do this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so
It's relatable.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
relatable when you speak things in a conversation. Automatically, I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychologist or
Speak
whatever.
life.
But we put it to us, right? That's why when somebody says something maybe passive aggressively, we take it so like, are they talking about me?
Yeah.
It's because we put everything toward, like we for some reason we feel like it's towards us, and that's the same thing. When you were talking the way that you were talking about Kamala, you weren't talking to Dre, but Dre took it like you were talking directly to me, and that's a beautiful thing. I think when you have the ability to do that and touch somebody without even directly talking to them, that is something else.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, it hasn't hit me. I don't know.
It hasn't hit me because every time we go to record, there's sometimes still where I'm like, man, why are we doing this again?
Yeah, true.
Like, why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that day you were like, yo, what's wrong with you? You look out of it. I'm like, I'm just here, bro.
Yeah, and I could tell. Like, you could tell there's just some times where it doesn't feel like work because it is. It's just me talking with my boy. But sometimes I'm just like, bro, why are we doing this still?
Yep.
Like, what's the point? What is the point? But the more we have conversations, and after we have the conversation, I could tell, especially that day, his mood switched full 360, bro. It went from being like, I could tell something was off, like he was ready to throw hands with somebody, to
don't know about all
like,
that.
I just got a lot off. I got a,
Yeah.
I was good. I was able to have a conversation and I feel better. It went from being a little abrasive to laughter and fun. So like, every time that I feel that way of what are we doing this for, and then I have that conversation, it's like release therapy for me.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It allows me the opportunity to just talk about stuff that I didn't know I needed to talk about.
Yep. So how do you guys overcome those days where you're like, you know what, I don't even feel like putting the camera on. Why are we still doing this? Like, how do you guys overcome those type of days?
For me, I'm like, I done spent too much money on this damn equipment, so we're going to use it one way or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for me personally, like, I was already doing, like, the vlog thing and family vlogs and, recording my friends, at their crafts, you know what I mean, and stuff they like to do. I was just always looking for an excuse to film. But now, since, Young OG is such a priority with what we're doing every week and sometimes twice a week, that's like my therapy. You know what I mean? Like, that's my high. You know what I mean? And, now that your boy's picking up the camera a little bit more, hey, you know what I mean?
I'm about to be off the job here in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just fun. It's just fun. So I don't ever look at it like that. But when I do, I'm like, nah, I invested too much money in this, so I have to use it. Like, I remember when I was trying to talk Londo into buying the camera, I'm like, bro, you're going to use it once a week. So, like, it'll pay itself back. You know what I mean? Maybe with not money right away, but, like, it'll pay you back with something emotionally,
Yeah. And I think for me, it's kind of the same thing. It's like I've invested a lot into this, and at this point, I do want to see it through. Like, it's a moment of therapy for me that I get to come and talk and have a conversation and show my boys. Like, even if it's just me and him and Miguel, or if it's just me and him, or if it's a group like this, it allows me the opportunity again just to talk, bro. And I love people. I do. I love hearing people's stories. I love to hear what they're about and the things that they got going on, because it allows me the opportunity to understand a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So even on those days, and I'm just like, oh, man, I don't want to do this. As soon as I get to where I need to be, I check all that at the door, and it's time to get busy.
Yeah. So what's going on with this late night? Because this is awesome. This is really cool what you guys are doing with the late night. Am I saying that right?
Oh, so it's the Young OG Perspective presents After Dark, but it's all good. It's a late night vibe. It's a late night show.
After Dark.
Yeah, After Dark.
My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying late night.
It's all good.
But After Dark, the
Yeah.
Young OGs presents After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really dope because I haven't seen a After Dark, almost like, I don't want to say like a talk show, but like that late night show type of film, like an Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen it live. I've been there. I've been a patron. I've been there to see you guys do this thing. And I think it's awesome. Tell the people more about that.
So how that came about was, with having the platform where we have a podcast division, you get a lot of people doing their media tours, their media runs, especially people that are doing stuff within the city, you know what I mean? So we get a ton of DMs of how can I get on the show, you know what I mean? And then as of late, we've gotten a lot of artists. You know what I mean? So my ear's really not, I'm going to be honest, my ear really wasn't to the street as far as like local artists here. I would go check your reaction videos out to see who's buzzing. You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
plug.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the reaction videos. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So I would go, just to kind of keep my ear to the streets to kind of see like who was buzzing. I know the main people like K the Dog, Bobby B,
Oh, you just put them in the
Yeah.
main people. So those
Yeah.
people that you didn't name as the main people.
Spit That Fire. My boy, shout out to Mike Styles.
Yep.
We got Courtney Kelly coming up on next. You know what I mean? But just anyone I've met. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my thing was, all right, sometimes the artist correlation to the conversations that we're having, I don't want me and Londo to just keep talking like if they're not going to interject in the conversation. So how do we make it about the artist, and how do we make it about their performance? So everyone gets an intro. So we make that's on like some music video vibe. You know what I mean? They get an intro, whatever they want to do, right? It's their platform for the night.
Yes.
Then we have a conversation. So if they just want to come talk about their album for 20 minutes and that's all they want to do, then we'll just keep it at 20 minutes. But if
So hold on real quick.
Yeah.
They have full creative control over the intro.
Yep.
So the video that you see in the very beginning, the most recent one I seen was Spit That Fire,
Yep.
where she's in the parking lot or the parking lot with the car. That was all her.
Well, she was like, "It's whatever, man. We could do this." And I'm like, "Well, how about this or how about this?"
Yeah,
She's
we
like,
throw out
"Yeah."
suggestions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration for sure, but we allow them, if you want to control this part of it, that's on you.
I didn't know that. I think that's really dope because that showcases the artist's like vision.
Yeah.
So and I think you guys kind of just go by that. That's a huge deal because typically when you go on to somebody's show, you're just on their format, right? It's like this. I told you guys, get any content you want.
Yeah.
How stupid would that be if I was like, nah, y'all can't get no content, but
Yeah.
this is a content creator show.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so corny. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that and call that out, that's really dope that you guys are giving those artists that control to really make their vision, before they even jump into the conversation, come to life.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's highlighting them. I mean, that's what that segment is for, is to highlight those artists and what they're doing. And recently it's all been around music, and in the future it could be, artists that are doing other things. And that's what we really wanted to expand to, is highlighting artists and what they're doing for themselves and their city and, their family. Like, it's a big deal, so let's make it a big deal.
Yeah, but same thing. It didn't really hit me until when we had Bobby B and K the Dog on, because they were both like, "Oh, well, Bobby B was like, well, I performed a couple weeks ago," and K the Dog's been like, "Man, it's been a minute." You know what I mean? So for them to, still sharp and still, right, to kind of practice their craft there, there's not a lot of people there. It's just sometimes us and the cameras, and Chappelle, shout out to Chappelle, he helps us a lot with that. But basically, you get an intro, the conversation, and then your performance. So our thing is we want the performances to start sounding as close to Tiny Desk as possible. So we experimented with Spit, and she's had the hardest audio
for the performance.
Yeah, and they're performing live. And then shout out to our musical director Sticks 360.
Yep.
He's our late night drummer, after dark drummer.
Yeah, I DJ'd recently over there.
Yeah, that's right. I seen that. Yeah,
and Sticks took care of me. So man, shout out to Sticks.
Yeah. And shout out to Lake House for providing us that space.
Yes.
And the instrumentation, and just letting us have free reign all over the building for us to go in there and create that content for the artists.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think the way that you guys have everything laid out, it's you and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a glacier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Glacier
yeah.
Boys.
Did I use that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Glacier
Yeah,
Boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
And then,
it is.
yeah, I'm really excited for the next one we got coming up in January. That one's,
Yeah.
it's going to be on some Meg Thee Stallion type vibes.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outfit changes, makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
gonna
on you guys.
Huh? It's on me. Yeah.
No, I'm saying outfit changes and makeup for you guys.
be- yeah,
No,
it's
no, no,
got-
no. For the artists, for the artists we got coming up.
Yeah, I'm just messing
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. Shout out to Courtney Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dope.
Yeah.
I was telling Kay and Bobby, I was like, y'all, what you guys are doing is dope, but don't get mad when they elevate
I know you told me that. Yeah.
because it always gets better.
Yes.
And that, I mean, it's kind of like this, right? This is my first time doing the creative corner with you two. I feel like you guys have been grinding. I feel like you guys have been busy. Like, you guys didn't just stay not moving during this quarantine, during this time of a pandemic. What gave you guys the confidence to be like, you know what? We're not gonna just wait for 21. We're not gonna just wait for a vaccine. Let's go and let's create.
I think it was kind of a perfect storm, right? As soon as the pandemic hit, we did kind of pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
And figured out how we do this through Zoom and like how can we make this work and figured it out. But then with that and everything else that was just going on in the world, it was almost a responsibility we had to complete to highlight these individuals and the conversations that we're having with everything that was taking place. It was like we need to do this for the people. So it wasn't even for us to do it. It was like for the people we need to do this. We need to have these conversations because you had the protests going on in conjunction with the pandemic. You had the Black Lives Matter movement that was going on in conjunction with the pandemic. So you take this storm of this shit that's happening in the world and how do we talk about it? How do we allow people to release their feelings while all this is going on?
So that kept you guys busy.
I
after
mean,
that.
I probably am probably the most irresponsible one out of the group. I was ready to hang out. You know what I mean? I was ready to hang out and pod. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And get content. But, you know, I had to respect my brother's decisions to, you know, self-isolate and quarantine. So once I seen people outside, I was like, you know, guys, we are the premier conversation platform. We have to start highlighting some of these professionals and minority professionals. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it and having those tough conversations. Because, you know, to Londo's point, I think you should touch on this and you said it last episode, when the election was over, you didn't know how much emotion you was carrying.
Yeah. I think it was hard for me because we were having these conversations, right?
Yeah.
We were able to talk about it with everybody. And I thought that was me getting those emotions out. But I didn't realize until the announcement of the election had come through how much emotion I was still holding on to and how
Same.
much it impacted me. And same thing for you. Like,
Yeah.
you just felt something, right? For me, it was like this. I said in the show, it felt like I had this boulder that was just sitting on my chest and someone just picked it up and moved it. And I could breathe for once and I could actually allow myself to feel. And bro, I really cried for like 2 hours just off and on. I couldn't figure out why. It would start and it would stop. I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then I would just start thinking again. It would just happen again. So like, for me, I'm hoping that when we were having these conversations during this whole time, it was allowing people to have that same experience, allowing them to talk about it and try to release some of that, because I thought I was and I didn't until that happened.
And then on the flip side, you know, I'm making moves with For Black, the nonprofit organization out here. We're setting up, you know, Kings events, Queens events. I'm around like-minded individuals, people who look like me, talk like me, you know, different levels of life. You know what I mean? So I'm around these individuals once a week. So like, and we were plotting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At Lake House, wherever we were plotting, or Juneteenth events. Like, we were plotting. So I was around that love and I felt so accepted. So I knew I was good with everything. So for when he said that, I'm like, it makes sense, because he came out the house once a week to do our content and then went back home. You know what I mean? Where I would keep going to other events to kind of how do we handle this without protesting?
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know what I mean? How do we set up platforms? How do we set up events so people can meet and mingle and stand, you know what I mean, and align? So I was already part of those processes. So for me, I had a breath of fresh air. I'm not gonna lie. I was working out, and then I kept it on CNN Live, and then when it happened, I was like, you know what I mean? And like I said, this ain't even we're not even political guys, but like I said, a lot of the stuff in that episode, it still remains true. But it's forced me to do my research.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Foreign policy. You know what I mean? Like what are some of the wrongdoings that Biden and Kamala have done? You know what I mean? Like, how has that affected and impacted the culture? You know what I mean? So it's allowed me to really open my mind and really do my research, because I don't want to be one of these Instagram influencers thinking that they have all the answers. You know what I mean? Like that's probably my biggest pet peeve right now. It's like the girl that got the shot and then passed out. Yeah, she said she can't deal with pain. She would have passed out if someone punched her in the arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they cut it up so it makes it look like it's lethal injection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But how weak is she for passing out off of a shot?
Some people don't like needles.
I hate needles,
You know
but
what
I
I
ain't passing out. Come on, man.
And you got that whole crowd there looking at you. I felt for her. I was like, man.
No, I know someone who, when they have to get a shot, they got to get blood drawn, all that, they have a full-on panic attack, bro. Like,
oh yeah, Zoe
go
Oliver.
into shock type thing.
Is it weird that I like to see it?
I'll watch it, but I don't like blood.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing when I get tattoos, though. Like, I'm watching the whole thing, so, like, it makes sense.
You said that you guys aren't political guys, but I feel like in 2020, and maybe I got to talk to some of my OGs, but we went through what? We went through 5 presidents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bush Sr., Clinton, Bush twice, Obama. Am I missing somebody other than Trump?
Yeah.
So about 6 presidencies we went through. Have you ever seen anything like this where you might not be a political person, but you are involved in some way, shape, or form? Like, I don't know, it affects you. I don't know if it's just age. Maybe we're getting older.
I think we got older.
Is that what it is?
For me, I think it is, because you think about it when you're a kid, you're not paying attention to that, right?
Yeah.
But I remember distinctly hearing people talk about certain things that were going on during the presidency. I mean, you look at the stuff that was going on with Bush, you look at the stuff that was going on with Clinton. Like, you remember those conversations happening. They just didn't impact you. But as you start to age, you start to become more cognizant of the things that are happening in the world, but then also how it impacts you directly, because now you're making money. Now you have a paycheck. Now you have taxes that are impacting you. Now you have a family that you have to worry about. So now you're starting to think about it a little bit more, and how to actually function within this system that has been built to keep certain people up and certain people down. And if you can learn how to function through that by doing research, by knowing things, you learn that even though it is designed a certain way, you can control things. You can be successful. You can break the mold. And I think that's one thing we've been showcasing is we came from certain areas, but look where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has the opportunity. You just got to learn.
Where you guys from anyway?
I'm from Salt Lake City, but better known as Rose Park, 84116 AE. Make some noise.
Like you been to, like you just drove through Rose Park?
No, I live in Rose. I lived in Rose Park, and when I bought my first house, I stayed in Rose Park.
You did.
If it was up to me, I'd still live in that area.
I think the greatest musicians are coming from Rose Park right now.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
For damn sure.
Absolutely.
Like it's Rose Park season musically.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the park's up right now.
Definitely.
What about you? You Ogden, right?
Bro. Yeah.
The
grew up in
OG, triple
Ogden.
OG.
Yeah, grew up out in Ogden.
That's pretty wide side of the spectrum as far as like the map. How'd you guys meet?
In Ogden.
In Ogden, yeah, I was running a place of significance out there, and one of the girls he was dating was working for me, and she kept saying, "Oh, you guys need to meet. You guys need to meet." And then he came in. And he was swole though. He had like neck muscles and traps, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we just exchanged numbers. And then when I came back down this way to work, we just kind of stayed in contact. And then when I started doing YouTube stuff, he was doing his So Taylor thing on Instagram, getting mad followers. And then I remember till this day, when I was writing down, I used to plan out my videos, like, because I like to do a video a week, like vlog this, or I'm gonna do vlog this Christmas, or Vlogmas, or I'm gonna do a top 5 dead or alive. And then I remember I put down So Taylor collab. And then like the week later, he hit me like, "Are you free Thursday?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm free. Let me see if Miguel's free." And then, the rest is history. And then we met up and then had a conversation with shotgun mics. And then the rest was history.
I think it's beautiful. I think that's where creators create. It's just by organically meeting up and talking and having a vision and just bringing it to life.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this is important for people to understand that, like, you can have the podcast, you can have the After Dark, you can help people while you're doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the shirts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Oh, shout out. Are these? Can we say these are from you guys or no? Okay. 'Cause Miguel be trying to hate on our stuff sometimes, man.
Did you guys cut him out of those one? No.
No, we left him on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alonzo gave the pass.
Yeah,
on that one.
shout out to our main sponsor, Saga Screen Printing Company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have a beautiful relationship with them where they allow us to, get our merch printed out over there, and then we can make a little money, make a little change off of it.
Yep. Allow us
So
to keep moving things forward. With
Yeah,
this. But
exactly.
we do limited runs. These are new. Cozy capsule.
yeah, the
this
cozy
season.
capsule. Yeah,
So we got a sweater and a t-shirt that's coming out here quickly.
the T-shirt says "Petty Boys"
Yup.
in Old English.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like the other one. You guys had another one that was in Old English, right?
yeah.
Got
The
two.
first two ones. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a summer edition, right?
Yeah.
You guys dropped those in summer?
Yep.
See, that's why I love like creators, because you guys didn't put yourself in a box. You're like, yo, naturally you guys are well-dressed men as is.
Yeah.
Let's put some product out there and promote the whole brand.
Yeah.
And you guys did it really good. It wasn't just some I don't want to say Gen X, you just kind of heat press Gen X type of thing. What, Miguel, is that what you do?
No, Miguel's over here. He was saying our design should be a certain way, and I was like, man, it looked like Sears. And he was like, well, your guys just looks like Gen X.
So Miguel, contrary to your, what you're saying right now, Miguel thinks the opposite. He think it is looking.
Well, I don't think it does. And
Thank you.
I mean, but Miguel would know better than me. He's the real press guy, right? I have no idea. But I'm just saying that, like, you guys actually put thought into it. You can, from the rollout, right?
Yeah.
Being on top of the parking garage where you guys did and then where the on me came from, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about on me. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the promotion side of the things that you guys are doing.
I mean, on me is just a running skit
Yeah.
that we got going where it's like, there's some truth to it. Like, me and Londo obviously try to bar each other up.
All the
You know what I
time.
mean? We try to kill each other. You know what I mean? It's like a fit. Like I said in my bars, you know what I mean? It's let you think it's a game, but it's a contact sport. You know,
Yeah.
this is a contact sport for me and Londo with this content creation, whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? So like, if Londo's leveling up in life outside of Young OG perspective, I'm trying to level up in life. You know what I mean? It's just a unspoken friendly competition that we have within each other, and a motivation that keeps us both going. So when we do On Me, we're just leveling up. You know what I mean? And the first one was in a parking structure, and I'm like, after you, and he's like, no, after you, and then it just turned into some improv. The last skit was a little bit more structured. You know what I mean? So we had, one of our guests come back. Shout out to Darcy McClellan out there, selling hella houses.
Yeah.
And
On islands. Like, I follow.
I know,
on
right?
Insta-
Yeah.
Like,
Talking
how
about-
you on islands right
What
now?
about tag Champagne Poppy in this post? I looked down and there was mad people that did it too. I was like, wow, okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, so the last one, we took it to the sports. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And this is gonna be a skit that'll continue. To
Yeah,
evolve.
we're
It's
just
showcasing the competitiveness.
That's it,
between us. Yeah.
I think it showcases a lot more. I think it showcases your guys' creativity.
Yeah.
It showcases the elevation of the glacier, right?
Yeah.
The crystalness of your visuals and your audio as well. Like, everything you guys do, you guys level up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one thing where I'm like, these guys went backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you see that. Sometimes you see creators that might go backwards in certain things that they do.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to elevate.
Yeah.
Try something new, putting themselves out there. And I think that as a creator, there is the sense of, what people say. And I
Yeah.
think that right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you guys are in a position where you're like, I don't care what people say. We're going to do what we do.
Smart people ignore. Strong people forgive. We've elevated past that point, and I don't think we have it in us to go backwards either. So there are plenty of times where we're talking about things we're going to do. We do certain shots. We're talking about what we're going to say, and we have an argument real quick.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. No, we ain't doing that. That doesn't work. That's not us anymore. So if I have a soft idea, he's gonna tell me like, no, we ain't doing that because that's not Glacier enough no more.
Yeah.
Like, we are here, and every step we take, it has to be forward. Like, it's just not in us to allow mediocrity.
Where did the Glacier Boys come up from?
From you.
What were we doing?
we're
doing that photo shoot. Yeah, we're doing
yeah.
a photo shoot. And I was like, Glacier? Yeah. So now we the Glacier, and then we got our media side where we show up and we actually film. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got a couple clients that we're working with on a consistent basis, so they know when we show up in the room, we the Glacier Boys. We're not Young OG Perspective that night.
Nope.
I seen that you did something at an art swap.
Yeah, shout out to Matthew Sketch, man. He lives right down the street. Dope artist from Houston, Texas.
Yep.
Used to be a engineer and just following his passion around art. And he has like is it like an infinity for Grace Jones? Is that the proper
Yeah, it's a
you know?
thing for Grace Jones. There's a whole series on Grace Jones right now that we've shot a couple of live art pieces of him starting.
Yeah, and he uses Tavy
start.
to DJ for him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Concise.
Yeah, Concise. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a vibe. It's just a whole vibe. So we've done 2 at Modern West and then 1 at the Leonardo.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's real dope.
yeah.
Do you guys find yourself like being more interested in like art, physical art now, or have you ever been before?
Yeah, I love art. I've always been interested in art. I used to be a graffiti artist. I used to do a lot of different type of artwork. I had a fashion line back in the day when I was in high school. So like I've always been creative in that regard. So when it comes to any type of artist, I've always been pretty excited about them. So being able to talk to Matt about different artists that he's messing with. I mean, we DM each other back and forth, different artists that we're looking at and shit. So like it's cool to have that type of conversation, and that's why I like people, because there's so much that I'm interested in. To see someone be that hyped on a different level, it's just like, yo, it makes me that much more hyped too. So
Yeah, I find myself whenever I'm around somebody that's doing a project, whether if it's an artist, right?
Yeah.
I may have never been in art, but now I catch myself like, oh, look at that piece. Like I see this differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. I'm doing it actually right now. I'm working with a tattoo artist, Highline Tattoo. Shout out to y'all. And now I'm like interested in the actual motors of tattooing.
Crazy,
and
right?
the ink. I didn't know there was different ink. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just one ink.
yep.
And I think that's really cool. And I think that it inspires you, right?
Yeah.
Where do you guys get your inspiration?
To be honest, me. Like, because for me to have an idea in the middle of the night and call them and say, how do we map this out? You know what I mean? And bring this to life. You know, I stopped watching a lot of people a long time ago because all it did is make me compare. You know what I mean? So now I can really say I inspire myself. You know what I mean? For me to know how to use this equipment and so tell a story when I'm editing and chopping stuff up, I inspire myself because, like I said, for me to get an idea and say, I'm going to run with this and my homies are going to support me. You know what I mean? Like, I have to go with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think life inspires me, bro. I think there's so much stuff going on in the world that you can find beauty in anything, right? And when you look at something and you get that feeling of excitement, whether it's watching somebody do their craft that they love or it's, trees on a beach because you've come from somewhere that you've never really seen that feeling inspires me to want to do things and create things and try new anything. So I think for me, it's just I'm inspired by the opportunity that I have to be here on this earth.
Yeah. What advice do you have for maybe a young creative that, 2020 is a tough year for a lot of people, right? What advice do you give to a young creator that's like, you know what, I want to do this, but I'm scared. I don't know if I want to put myself out there or I don't have the best equipment. What advice do you have for that person?
I would say don't be afraid of the word no. You know what I mean? Like, if you hear the word no, use that as your motivation to grind, because for me, I'll use myself as an example. I wanted to do broadcast journalism in high school and they wouldn't let me on the team. You know what I mean? Funny thing is there was no people of color on that team. So I thought, oh, well, no one else applied. They got to let me in, So they told me no. And then I put off production and journalism and all kinds of stuff like that. I put it off for years. And now that I'm, getting back into it, I'm like, man, I could have been light years ahead of where I'm at now, but it was just that word no. You know what I mean? That word no. And then now I look at it, hey, I'm up here at U92. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here at U92. We got a little bit of a small town buzz with what we're doing. So don't be discouraged by the answer no.
Yeah.
Pick yourself off, dust yourself off, and keep grinding. And if that's with your iPhone, then that's cool.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. That's all you really need. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think for me, it's if it scares you, it means you should probably try it. Like, the stuff that's easy is always going to be easy. But for people to get out of their comfort zone, that's where growth happens, because you can't grow without scraping your knees. You can't grow without falling on your face. You have to learn those things, because that's when you really understand how to appreciate the small successes that happen. Don't try to be, this Fortune 500 company right away. That might be the overarching goal for sure, but did you make your first $10 off of a piece of item that you just sold? That's a huge accomplishment. That's a win. So focus on the small wins and don't be afraid to fail. Just do it. Try it.
Yep. I agree with you guys. I think the more that you make excuses to not try something or get something done, you won't ever leave. You won't ever leap. And I think that's a good point what you made about being young and hearing that word no.
Yeah.
Does that change your guys' response to people? Like, understanding that maybe your no might keep them from doing something that they want to do?
I feel like I say no in a different way, like especially dealing with people that want to come on the show. It's like, all right, well,
he's the no guy. You're the yes guy, right?
Well, no, I've been some back and forth where it's like, yo, keep grinding. This don't quite match what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's all got to align with what we're doing, because it's our platform at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it's like I've told people, yo, keep grinding. When you got something that's hot, you send it to me, and then we can go from there. But my whole thing is like, we're not the place to do your media tour.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I love it. I love it at the same time. Like, I'm seeing like artists on every podcast when they got something going on. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But we're not the place for that, because we already have so much stuff going on that it's like, by the time we can get you in, your buzz is probably still there, hopefully, but it's people want to do it all. They want to just have all these things trickle. You know what I mean? So
you got to learn how to balance that out.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a marketing tour now, what are you going to do in a year? How do you span that out over time versus just having these big tranches of, oh, this person's in the new right now, and then you go silent. And then they're in the new right now, and then you go silent. Like, we got to have that consistency carry along, so you have to be able to map that out and market it a little bit different.
Yeah. What does your family think about what you guys are doing?
I think his family's more in tune to what goes on. I think my parents know. They just know. I think they just think I come here and film. My mom follows me my social, my personal account, but she doesn't follow what I do on the Young OG Perspective. So my sister knows. She's always championed what I do. She shares it and stuff like that. But yeah, my family doesn't really know a lot. I mean, obviously my wife supports the hell out of it. And my daughter does too. She's like, Dad, when can I get some Young OG merch, and stuff like that. But
your daughter's a star, man.
Thank you, man.
Your daughter is a star. I think that there's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to have conversation with board members about certain things with your daughter.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because the way, I mean, I've seen the videos that you've posted of her.
Yeah, and
I think that she has something special where she is okay with being herself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's a tough thing. I think that's part of being quote unquote a personality.
Yeah,
is that a lot of people have to put on a mask to be a personality.
Yeah,
versus people that just are. And I think your daughter is that.
Yeah. I know. But hey, eventually she's gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, yo, shout out the Young OG Perspective, please.
Yeah. We're gonna having her plug us. But yeah, my family's hyped on it all the time, bro. Like,
oh yeah, they buy the merch.
Yeah, they buy the merch. They're always asking when we're doing this. They know Thursday nights is the nights to record, so sometimes they won't even bother to call, or they will, and they'll just say good luck out of nowhere. When I told, because it was in, just like slight passing, and I told my mom that this was happening, and the whole family knows now, bro. Like, they're all waiting. Like, when can we watch it? Like, what time is it gonna be on?
Yeah.
And, I have family a lot of my family here, but my family's so big on both sides that I have family in California, I have family in Texas. Like, I have some of them, like, yo, what's going on? Like,
well, make sure you get the U92 app because you can watch it or listen to it wherever.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, so I mean, they've always been super hype on it. My family's really been good about championing everything that I do. And I think that's where I've been able to learn a lot of self-confidence, because I had them always backing me. And even when I failed, my dad was there, like, get up, do it again. So it's cool to have him in the corner.
You used to rap, right?
I tried. Yeah.
You just came out of retirement.
No, and then the reason why I say that is because I'm sure, just like any other rapper, when you're young, you're like, I want to go and be on the radio. And isn't it ironic that it might be something different,
Yeah.
but now you're on the radio?
My dad actually brought that up. He brought that up because there was a lot of times where I would, like, I did a lot of performances. I was all over here doing performances with different artists and getting into these clubs and people reaching out like, let's do this and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, the overall goal was like, how do I get on the radio? And then I kind of just let that dream go because I found something else and wanted to try something new. And, yeah, my dad brought up, he's like, so wait, you're going on to U92 for your Young OG shit, but you was trying to get on U92 for your rap shit. Is that weird? And I was like, nah, because things just come full circle, man.
It's crazy.
It just came full circle. And again, it's for a different avenue, but this is the avenue I'm on right now.
Mm-hmm. So, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's 100% beautiful. The way that I think we sat down, was it about a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years, yeah.
And, there was it wasn't on this level. If that's a thing.
No,
right?
yeah,
with
yeah.
levels.
No, it wasn't.
And it's beautiful to see the way you guys have, one, stayed together, right? Because a lot of times you'll see creatives where they might start something with somebody and not go all the way with it, or different views happen and whatever the case may be. But to see the young OGs still together, still doing it, and not just doing the thing that they started off doing, but branching off and getting these other things going. And I know you guys mentioned it in your last podcast that you have the Young OG TV going on. What's going on with that? Can I get an exclusive?
That's just basically me switching everything over on YouTube, so it's not under my name. You know what I mean? You made a comment on that too with Happy Thoughts and K. You know what I mean? Just making it more branding for when they go to YouTube. Young OG TV, I mean, you're going to see everything. And if I do something on the side, it'll just be like a playlist vlog or something like that. Yeah. So,
it's just becoming more professional in what we're doing. It's just leveling up.
Just
every
leveling
time.
up.
Like, we're working on the website. The website's almost done to where people have a
OnlyFans.
Casting couch.
I'm about to make some money. Stop.
The area just to go see all things the Young OG is working on. The After Dark, the On Me segments, the audio for just the podcast stuff. So everything is going to be highlighted there. When we have merch, you'll be able to purchase it there. So it's just leveling up, really what it is, and just continuing to get creative. And I think we want to continue to experiment with all of this shit. So that's what we're doing.
And back to what you said, I mean, going back from when you had us on your turbulence check, you asked us, how do we get more consistent? How do you get more of what you guys are doing? And I was like, it's just time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just time. Because at the time I was content. I'm like, whatever. If everyone's busy and they don't want to do Thursday, then I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when I was driving home, Londo hit me like, yo, we can make this happen. And I was like, all right, well, don't give me the green light because I'm gonna drag y'all. Like, I'm gonna drag y'all. Like, you know what I mean? So now it's like if one of us can't be there, we know what to do and we know how to handle the episodes and we know how to use the equipment. So now it's just like making sure that it. We're consistent with it. Yep. But at the same time, if we don't drop an episode, it's because we don't want to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna take the last couple weeks off for the year to just chill with our families and stuff like that. No pressure for us to put anything out. But just know we always stay with a couple things in the tuck. Yep. You know what I mean? So
always in the pocket.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that you touched on is the urgency that a lot of creators might feel like they have to get something out, or they have to do this, or they have to do that, right? What advice or what can you tell creators that feel like they have to get something out because somebody else might be getting something out or somebody else is doing something?
Set your own benchmark. Stop worrying about everybody else's benchmarks. I'll continue to say this. It's not about being the first to market with the product. It's about having the best product when it comes out. So slow down, take your time, be methodical. Don't be a perfectionist because you'll never jump. But make sure when you release, you're doing it because it feels right for you. Stop measuring against everybody else. The only person that sets a measure is you.
Yeah. You control the goalpost.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But thank you for what you've done for us, Dre. Because that really inspired me to get, this thing up and running to the level it is now. I mean, not saying I'm taking all the credit, but just to really say, for Londo to call me and say, I can do it. I just need to figure a couple of things out, and for me to say, all right, don't give me the green light, because I'm gonna be bugging y'all. You know what I mean? So
put a battery in our back for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then going back to one of your earlier questions about 2020, nothing was in vain this year to me. From my perspective, like Benny says, this year's about branding. Next year's about expanding. We did the branding this year. Next year we'll be moving into the expansion. Yep. So I feel bad for people that didn't take full blown opportunity of what this year provided by hitting the pause button and making us sit still. But I get it though. I get it, because everyone has different anxiety levels. But we weren't gonna sit back and say 21. I'm having fun in 21.
Isn't it weird though? Like, we're already in 21 pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. A couple more weeks.
It's
ain't nothing going away.
Yeah. So are you guys gonna get the vaccine?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, there's vaccines that cured polio, so I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
I think they was gonna track us. Why didn't they track us with the flu shot?
Or with the phone that's in your pocket.
Or a driver's license. Has anyone heard of a driver's license?
Or the title to the house that you just bought.
Yeah.
Or the application you just put your name on.
Birth certificate.
Social security card.
Yeah.
I mean, I got mine. You got?
Yeah, y'all need to relax, man.
What kind of tap water you raised off, Waldo? Oh, Magna. Okay. Oh yeah, yes. You probably won't get corona, because that's why Miguel ain't got it. Tap water from Guadalajara.
Yep.
I seen the Chelsea handler. She was like, I did every drug in my 20s.
Yo, did you watch that special?
I
Is
didn't.
that the one you're talking about?
I just seen a post that she posted on her IG.
You should watch that special. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she talks about that a lot in that show.
Chelsea handler's something else. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I like her a lot, but she be doing too much sometimes.
You think 50 really hit that?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Several times. Could you imagine them getting busy though? Like, that would be the most awkwardest thing to walk in on.
For who?
For me.
For what? Why?
It would look like a Choco Taco. I get busy looking like a Choco Taco. Yo, did you guys see the video of the chick that caught her chihuahua got into her edibles?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh man, this video is something else. I'll show you guys after I wrap up here. But yeah, Shorty had the edibles in her closet. Chihuahua went in, ate all of them.
Wow.
And was on smile time, like the whole video.
Just chilling.
It's funny. It's funny. What's the biggest challenge for you guys right now?
That's a good question.
I think for us right now is making the determination of when we go all in.
Yeah.
Because we have other things that we're doing. We have other responsibilities that
other goals. Yeah.
create this and allow us the opportunity to. So it's what goals are we trying to meet, and when do we decide to go
all
the way in?
Yeah.
And that's the only focus.
Yeah.
I think that's always the hard decision to make, because we have traction right now. We definitely have a lot of growth going, especially organic growth. But when do you shift from allowing it just to be organic growth and you hit that campaign trail?
Couldn't have said it better.
I think that once you guys go all in and you have no, like, what do you say, like training wheels or anything to lean back on.
Yeah.
I think it pushes you to a point where you have to succeed.
Burn the ships, bro. Burn the ships.
Like I was telling my girl this actually. I don't have family where I can go and stay the night at their house.
Yeah.
Like, my dad lives in a single home. Like, there's not enough room for my family. So I have to go out there. I have to pay this rent.
Yep.
I have to go and get this money, because if I don't get this money and things fall down, we're homeless.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think that's another thing to kind of like, it gives you the sense of, I have to make this happen.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
So when you guys do jump and you guys are like 100% in, I feel like you guys already are in, but
Yeah, we got a nice rhythm right now.
Yeah, we got a nice one. And that's the thing, like we definitely are in this right now, but there is a difference between burning the ships. Like when you land somewhere and your intention is to start something new and you burn the ship so you have no other option, that's the decision you have to make. So yeah, right now we're on the island and we're building, but we still have the ships. So when do we burn the ships? When do we say this is it? We're putting everything
Yeah.
into this. And I think every year we continue to get closer and closer
Yeah.
to that. So, having this as an actual business, having it licensed, having the website, having all this stuff, it's just inching our way there.
Yep.
Definitely. What do we expect from the Young OGs next, and how soon?
Just a continuous grind of kind of like what we're doing now. You know what I mean? More skits, more of our production stamps on things that we're doing for clients. You know what I mean? I don't want that to go unspoken, because honestly, we started this with intentions to build that first, but then this kind of took off, away from it. But when we show up, we show up with professionalism. We're a little bit late, but well, I just think,
You are.
Thank you.
My brothers are always on time.
Thank you, Dre.
But Zoe always be late to everything.
You know what I mean?
Anytime we were supposed to meet at 11 today. He was like, "Yo, can we push it back to 11:30?"
I came from a place of significance.
Bro, I was out front, parked in front of your car at like 10:55.
You should have let me know. You could have came up.
Hey, we a collective. I have to
Yeah.
wait for my boys to get here so we can come in together, because we are the Young OGs.
Yeah, but yeah, man, just making a lot of our stamps on certain things that are happening out here, and we've been just kind of spoon feeding people, letting you know, like, oh, we're doing this, but we got some pretty dope projects coming out where we're not in front of the camera. Like our production will be behind it. You know what I mean?
Visually look
that
and tell that's the Young
yeah,
OG.
still having still having great conversations. You know what I mean? Great conversations, highlighting, working professionals, people out there moving and shaking. Yeah, man, that's it. Just continuing to level up.
Word.
Just continuing to level up.
Growth.
Yeah, growth, exactly.
That's what it is. It's about the growth. You will see growth from the Young OGs and continued growth. And we want to help anybody that we can along the way.
Yep.
I think it's important that you guys keep going. The After Dark, I absolutely love. I'm in love with that show. I've given you my ideas on it. You know what I mean? I think that that piece is something that we need in this community on a major level.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm excited to see where you guys go next. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I do it by buying your guys' merch and just trying to support any way I can. And I appreciate you guys for coming up here.
We appreciate you, Dre, for real. We can't say it enough.
Yeah,
telling your guys' story, for real.
Yeah.
How can the people reach you? What's your guys' socials?
The Young OG Perspective on Instagram.
Yep.
That's everything Young OG related
Yep.
for right now. And then we have a link tree in there. So then we'll have the website, visuals, everything like that. So, yeah.
Everything's coming. And then you can find both of our handles there. So if you want to check out our personal page, see what we're working on.
Ballhead Bandit.
Yeah, so tailored.
I mean, you kind of stubbly right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I had to mess up. I had to kill. I came back and killed him with the waves. I don't care what anybody said.
You saw it in the skit.
Yeah.
He took that do-rag off and hit him with the wave.
Said it was a lot of work, though.
Oh, man. It was, I was going in the grocery store with a do-rag on. I'm like, what am I doing, man? Like, 38 years old.
At least it was winter, because if you know it was summer, you would have had that tan line.
Oh, man.
It would have been looking like a penis.
It was just...
That's why I don't rock the straight backs no more, man, because that's what would happen in the summertime. You get that line, and they'd be like, yo, you look like a penis head.
Yeah, so.
That's funny, bro.
Yeah, get back to the bald head bandit brand, you know.
Yeah. So, you can find us Young OG Perspective on Instagram.
Awesome. Any last words?
Hey, any of the creatives out there, just keep grinding, keep doing your research. YouTube University, you can learn a ton. Don't be afraid of the word no, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask, because I've reached out to several creatives out here, and they all get giddy, I feel like, when I ask them how to do something, and they respond and they tell me this texture, this, you know what I mean, lighting,
Yeah.
and X, Y, and Z, anything that you pretty much want to know. So don't think someone's too big and someone doesn't have time in their day to reach back out to you and explain, you know, how to do certain things.
And I'll say for me, stop trying to please everybody else. Work on yourself. Do what you want to do. Perfect your craft.
Talk to them.
Just saying, bro.
Talk that ish.
It's the only way you're going to grow. Stop worrying about everybody else. Live for yourself first and foremost. Take care of everybody else after that.
It's perfect. Miguel, shout out to Miguel.
Yeah, shout out to Miguel.
Shout out to Miguel. Always,
Hey,
bro.
Instagram thotties, hit up Miguel.
He's waiting. He's single.
He a wild boy.
Yeah, he'll do your OnlyFans pictures of half off.
hit up my man Waldo too. Shout out to Waldo, Free Temptation Marketing. Thank you for all your help, brother. You know, it's my day one.
Salute.
Waldo's a silent partner.
He ain't silent. Love, brother. Thank you guys for coming up, and have the day you deserve.
Appreciate that, Dre.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.